guys, welcome back. My name is Holly, aka Scorn the Barber, and I am here with Erica. And she owns Certified Grooming Studio.
Yeah.
Okay, I said it right. Sorry, it's been a long day and I've worked and my baby has not been sleeping. So my ADHD is kicking in. But we had to make a part 2 because I did not want to cut this interview short, and you were just speaking such good truth, and I really think people need to hear this. So we're doing a part 2. And I wanted to go back to, where we left off. You were talking about, you've helped a lot of, student barbers and where your passion is in that. And you help them, just kind of led them in the right direction and poured into them. And now they are where they're at. And it just brings you joy. Kind of go back into that for us.
It's just to be able to be a part of anyone's journey, so, not just hyping them up when they're doing good, but seeing the inside of when they hit that hurdle. It's like everything's going well, but then now life is life. When we say life be lifing, we can't help when either a death is in the family or business is not going well, but being able to be there in those moments and help you see the vision, basically help you remember why you got started. Because if your why is not strong enough, then you're gonna walk out every time you go over a speed bump or anything like that, or hit a stop sign. But your why, that's why I tell people all the time that it's very important to know your why. And when you know your why, it's gonna help you go through those tough days when it's tough to get out of bed, when you know you got a full schedule. But when you look at that list of who's coming in today, you get to reflect on, oh, I wonder how their kids are doing. Oh, did they get that job that I got, gave them their haircut for? Or how's the wedding planning going out? So being able to be a part of people's milestones, what is another thing that brings me joy. But going back into seeing the next generation, if we don't pour into the next generation, then our gifts and talents, we take them to the grave with us.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to leave our gifts in the earth.
Yeah.
And the more you give out, it's reaping and sowing.
Yeah.
And if you say you can or you can't, both ways you're right.
Yeah.
So I choose to say I can. Whatever God has put on the inside of me, I choose to, through experience, give it to the next person. And hopefully to help them maneuver around the things that I had to go through. I had a health scare back in 2017 where I had to have a surgery. Well, 2018, I had to have a life-saving surgery, or I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today. And March the 2nd just passed, and I said that's my new birthday, because literally I had a female surgery, and the emergency physician said, Miss Kennedy, if you do not have the surgery, you will not make it back to this hospital. And I said, okay, and that's the first surgery I've ever had in my life, and I pray that's the only one. But it was a wake-up call, because I have always been the type of person that puts everybody in front of me, but I had to start pouring back into myself and take care of myself. And so in this industry, that's why it's important to, we take care of others, but we have to take care of ourselves. And so it was a wake-up call. It really was a wake-up call. And no, I won't get to birth a child in the natural, and so that's why I have that mother's love, that everybody sees me as the mother in the industry, or the mother that wants to just see you do good. I'm cheering you on. And so God has restored me of having a heart of a mother, and that's why anybody that comes to me for help, or I see them going after their dreams, I tell you, don't tell me your dreams, because I'm going to hold you accountable, just like a mother does. You want to see anybody you pour into do well. And so, like with Mark Anthony, meeting him, and this young man standing in school, this young man just opened up his heart to me. Like, that was my first time meeting him after talking through social media. And then I meet him in person to hand him the tickets for the showcase. And right there in the middle of class, we off to the side, and this man then opened up his heart, and so I was like, okay, God, what is this? And so, not to make it sound weird, but I say whenever I meet new people, I was like, is this another assignment? So that's how I live my life now. So when people cross my path, and like this is a divine assignment, like however I can help you get your next assignment out into the world, I take that on.
Yeah.
And so I'm just excited to still be here, to walk out purpose, to see the next generation, to see and just to pour out as much love, as much support, as much encouragement, because at the end of the day, all you have to do is believe in yourself. You can have others believe in you, but if you can look in the mirror and be like, you know what, in spite of everything I've gone through, I have something to offer. I have something to give. I have been blessed by God to put what He gave me back into the earth. We all have a purpose, and that is another reason why I'm so passionate about having our community connect, because like we were saying, you may know something, or you may be strong in one point that I may be weaker in, and vice versa. If we would take down the egos, take down the pride, and actually just communicate with each other and want to see each other win, then there's nothing that we can't do. There's nothing that we can't do. We can take over everything, and that's not in a bad term, but that's like we can rise up and show people that, oh wow, they're working together. Wow, I want to be a part of that, because it's sad to say that it's not common that people are working together. So that's another way of where it birthed of me just seeing it grow, and seeing people like whatever you sow into them, and they choose it for their own, and they're like, wow, well, I have something to give too. And I say, show up in your best form, show up as you, because for one, there's only one you. When God made you, He broke the mold.
Amen. He definitely broke the mold of me.
And it's like, show up as your authentic self. Be inspired by whoever you look up to, but when it comes down to it, nobody can do it the way you do it. Nobody can do it the way you do it. Nobody can do it the way I do it. And that is a confidence that you got to have, where you don't have to be like, oh, I'm all that. No, you don't have to be like that. It's just when you show up as your authentic self, people can relate to that, and it gives people permission to be their authentic selves.
I think that's so true. And another thing too is like, I'm getting all chills and getting a little emotional too, because like, I think when I interviewed Roger, he said something. Roger is another mentor. He used to work for Salon Centric, and it's one of the first few people I interviewed. And when I met with him, I was like broke. I was broke. It was shortly after your event. Didn't know what I was going to do. It was before COVID. I was thinking about getting out of the industry and just defeated. And when we're sitting there, he's like, this is just it's come full circle, sister. And he kept saying that. It's come full circle, sister.
Yeah.
And this is just like so emotional for me, because it's become full circle. And like you were saying, is you love to pour in to young barbers. And even though that, like, when I came to that event, I was already trying to think 5 or 6 years into this industry, but I was a hairstylist, and I was miserable, and I was broke. Like, I think to even get to that event, which is embarrassing, but I'm so thankful that like I have a supporting family, and my mom did whatever she had to do to help me stay in this career. I was working 3 jobs at that time. Wow. 3 jobs. Just to stay like able to work where I was working. I didn't have money for gas, so I wasn't going to come to that event. And I really wanted to go. And I asked my mom if I could clean her and my stepdad's house so I could get gas money to go. And my stepdad ended up giving me the money for gas, and he says, no, I believe in you. don't worry about my house. He says, if you want to come clean my house, you can get money for something else, but not this. Mm-hmm. He's like, go. And I came, and I almost didn't go. And like you speaking, like, and being around that energy planted a seed in me. CT planted a seed in me. Peepo has planted a seed in me. Manny planted a seed in me. Mm-hmm. Anthony's planted a seed in me. And like, it had nothing to do with like the skills that y'all did. You didn't share skills with me. Mm-hmm. I see y'all's work. Peepo has. I've been to watch Peepo a few times.
Right.
But it was encouragement. And when people believe in you, I thought I sucked. And when people started, I had people that believed in me, and I had a good circle. Yeah. And I cut those people out that were being toxic and saying, no, you can't, like bosses. And can't tell you how many bosses I had that told me that I just didn't need to be in the hair. Wow. And I took that to heart because I looked up to them.
Yeah.
And I felt that. But then when I started having this circle of people that said you can, and I looked up to them, that's when my work started to change. Because then I got excited. I got motivated. I was like, oh, I can do this. Yeah. And started watching more YouTube videos. I started, like, as CT says, just get in there and fuck shit up. Excuse my language. But I said, how did you get so good? And CT said, get in there and fuck shit up. And not to do it badly, but like the only way to get better is to do and believe in yourself. For sure. Take criticism. And, you know, what can I do better in this? And that's where Peepo helps me. Like, I can go to Peepo and be like, I want to get better at this. And people will say, well, get you a model in, tell them you're doing this to their hair, do this instead of this. And like, he gives that to me in the best possible way and direction. And I respect that. Yeah. And I'm so grateful that have this community, and you guys have been so open to a stylist that wasn't so good with a pair of clippers. And, you know, a little bit better now, but still a long way to go. Long ways to go, because this is, like you said, it's such an art. Yeah. And I don't know, guys, if you follow her on Instagram, but as far as design work and detail, some of the best that I've seen. And I'm not just throwing that compliment out there. Like, the lines are just clean. And it's so beautiful to see it. You literally paint pictures on people's heads. And that's hard. Like, if you've done any design work, getting a straight line is so hard and so difficult because everybody's hair texture is different. It doesn't lay right. Everyone's got different shading all over their head. And being able to see a picture and drawing on a head and sculpting it out is so much harder to do on a head. And your work is flawless. And I just hope to get my design work there at some point. I'm working on it.
And what I'm going to say about that is that every now and then I will go back and post where I started with my designs. Like, I remember the train wreck of a design that I did at my first competition in Atlanta at the Barber Brothers show. And I thought I was going to do an Adidas sign and put hip hop. OMG. That thing looked like a 4-year-old did it. But at that time, I was proud. But going back to look at it from, you know, over 10, 15 years ago to now, you got to start somewhere. Yeah. Because anything you are consistent at, you will get better. Every master was once a rookie.
Oh, yeah. So, I love that. My husband, he said something to me, and I forget where he got this from. I think he was a YouTuber, or was it an Instagrammer? I don't know. But he said, what was it? It was, if you start today, in a year, you'll be a year into it. But you just have to start.
Gotta start.
And, you know, that really connected with my husband with this photography thing. You know, he said that he wanted something creative outlet. He's like, I'm so jealous of you because you get to go to work and you get to do something that matters and you feel proud of. He's like, you know, I love my job. It's a good job, but I go and clock in, I do what I'm supposed to do, and I go home and I don't feel fulfilled.
Right.
And so he found his love in photography and being awesome and being my camera guy, but like seeing him be able to create, and all he had to do was start. His first few pictures, not so great. Even his friend that's in it said, oh, these suck. But then now his friend's like, hey, man, you're getting a little bit better. Yeah. Like, this is getting better. Yeah. But he had to start. And I think that just goes to everything. And so, like, also, like COVID happened. You know, kind of redirected us, I think. And then, like, what are you doing now with that? Are you trying to back off? Are you starting something new? Are you?
With that, I decided to go into another passion of mine. I love doing inspirational T-shirts, and so literally that's what kept me sane while we were shut down. Imagine, like, you know, we were all at home, but this is the first time in my lifetime being told I cannot go to work, you know, under the stipulations and everything. So I was like, what better time to actually just jump out there, step out on faith, and literally launch my inspiration T-shirt line. One of the main ones was called "It's Still Happening," and it's a verb. So it says "It's still happening," and then it says verb, and it says believing in yourself, believing that the efforts towards greatness are manifesting, and it says speak positive affirmations. And so that's one of the one shirt that was made. Another one was called "Don't Quit, Pivot." So, and I'm like,
I like that.
Yeah, don't quit, pivot. And you know, you would think of pivot like in a basketball term.
Yeah.
Be like, you gotta pivot.
That's where my basketball mind went.
And so those two shirts, they launched, and seeing how just something like that I had put on the shelf because I didn't have time because I was working, right?
Yeah, it takes a lot of energy.
So God literally will sit you still so he can, like, do you remember when I showed you that other idea? He like, it's time for that. And then also being a creative, I love anything creative, anything to work with your hands. I love organization. I have a little OCD, so organizing, decorating, and all of that. So I was like, okay, God, I see myself creating a business in that form. And now, because that's new, if I was to give more time to that, it probably would, not if, it would blow up, you know, by faith. I'm like, if I was to give the same energy that I give to what I currently have into that, that would take off. So that's where I see where eventually my career will change. Being behind the chair for over 20 plus years, it gets taxing. It gets taxing. But it's not saying that I would completely walk away. But it would become where I would have something that would still bring me joy, and then do this when I want to. Not because I, you know, really have to, but still being a part of the industry. And if I was to come away from the chair anytime soon, that doesn't mean I will walk away from the industry. I will still be able to help coach and teach and be a mentor to the next generation and to you guys. And whatever I have and whatever experience I've had, I'm just a phone call away. But like, hey, E, this came up. Have you ever had any experience with that? You have any advice? Then that's where I will be. So being a creative, and I see myself in the next, I really don't want to put a time on it because I don't want nobody to panic. Oh my God, she said she's walking away. So
no, it's manifesting though.
Yeah.
Like, and I think anyone who knows you and that is a client of yours will know that you're not walking away, but I think they'd also be happy for you.
Yeah.
I think everybody wants good. I think I'm shocked at times. Like, even when I went on leave, I was horrified. I've never walked away that long from work. And the amount of people that were supportive, checking in on me, surely warmed. Like, you're more than just a barber. You're like, you're a friend. You're your counselor at some time.
Yes.
And, you know, they look forward to that.
Yeah.
But I just really want to acknowledge that, like, it's okay if, like, it's okay to walk away from this career sometimes. And this career does have a shelf life, I feel like. And it's okay to have your hands in other cookie jars. Like you said, you're not walking away from it, but it is taxing on the body. And that's why I'm so glad that people in the barber community, especially, and it's still a problem in the stylist community too, we do not take care of our bodies very well.
Right.
Like, I'm sitting here now and my neck is killing me, my back is killing me, and I'm 29 years old, my hips hurt. Like, I come home and I'm tired, and my husband has to like pop my back, like, and rub my back because I'm just in tears. But I don't realize I'm in pain until I get home.
Yeah.
And it affects a lot of things. And I'm only 29, and I'm only into this maybe, I think I'm going on 9 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't even imagine 20 years. So I want to see you do this new career. I want to see you excel, because I definitely think there's a timeline, and I definitely see like God using you in that area, but also using you to mentor others, not just in barbering. I see you mentoring people in general in life.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that's what you did for me, just life in general, and how you walk through your faith and how you live your life. You do everything to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
And I think that can mentor anyone.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see what God does for you.
Thank you.
Whether it's in here, whether it's organizing, like, it keeps going on.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank you so much for meeting with me. I know your schedule is busy, and it was hard trying to get our schedules to match and get a babysitter and all this stuff. But I am so thankful for your patience and meeting me an hour late because I was running behind. But yeah, y'all, please follow her. She is an amazing woman. You can DM her. She will get back to you eventually. Yeah. We have a lot going on, so don't be sad she does it. But please follow her. Please reach out to her for mentorship. This woman knows this industry. She can help you. And even if you're not in this industry, like, she's just light and she loves helping others. Follow her.
And before we close out, I just want to tell you how proud of you I am. I'm proud of you for pushing your way, even going back to where you didn't have the gas money, but you knew you wanted to go, and how you almost didn't go. But the thing is, that was a seed of perseverance, and that seed of perseverance has pushed you to where you are right now in this present moment. So every hurdle, every setback, every hardship, and every part of what is happening, I don't know, I want to give up, I want to walk away, but there's something deep on the inside of me that keeps pulling me forward. Keep listening to that. Keep pulling on that, and keep surrounding yourself with people that are going to pour into that, because you have a fire in you, and I'm so excited to watch what God does for you and your family, because you are going to heights that you've never seen before, and all it takes is just one step of consistency at a time. You don't have to see the whole staircase, like Martin Luther King said, just one step at a time. So I am proud of you, Holly, and I can't wait to celebrate with you.
Y'all, she's getting me cry. I have to give you a hug.
Yes, girl.
Like I said, you have to follow this woman. But yeah, tune in next week. Thank you guys. I'm just gonna have to peace out. Peace out.